This is step 2, day 3, painting Augustus, and maybe we'll get an eye in here or something. And Augustus, I wonder if you could turn your head. It might be my easel, but could you turn ever so slightly towards the door, like stop it. Yeah, but not that much. A tiny bit, like you're pretty much bang on. It's just probably the position that I'm in, but yeah, yeah, that's good. No, that's. I'm actually back. Even we're talking millimeters. Like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Lovely. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just set the timer there. Okay. So let's see now. Actually, I find that's really, really good sometimes to rub the hands together, shake it off a little bit. Okay. Brushes are here. Okay, and I know probably all of you are doing this as well, but just to have some order on your table is helpful. You want to be able to easily access your water. Yeah, so make everything within easy reach and put away anything that you're not using, I would say. I like to have the paper towel available too, in order to be able to touch the brush on it, So what am I doing now, I wonder? Let's see. Yeah, I think maybe I'll go for the big brush and just wipe out maybe a little bit. I was thinking there's some lovely light and warmth maybe on the forehead that I could, bowls that I could enter in to the painting again with, So maybe the burnt sienna and maybe some ultramarine blue. So burnt sienna mixed with the ultramarine blue. And with my eyes half closed, let's see. Geez, there was an awful lot of blue stuck on the brush there. That's the only thing. Sometimes it gets stuck in between the bristles. I didn't look carefully enough there. So I might just lift off the darkest bit of the blue. And wipe that out again. And because there's no fairly significant amount of blue in there, I'm just going to inject some of the sienna on its own. I think that's burnt sienna. It might be something else. It is. I think it's pyrrole orange, to be honest. Pyrrole, is it? It's nice, like, but it's not on the list. Sorry. There's burnt sienna somewhere around there. But anyway, can I just use that? I've got it in my bag if anyone wants a squirt of it. That's what I'll do. There's a space in your palettes, I think. Okay. It was for some flower painting I was doing somewhere. I'll pull that across now and let that be. And push and lift, I think here I want to maybe extend that out just a little bit. And wherever you lift the brush leaves a bit more clear of a mark, Yeah. A bit of alizarin crimson. I want something dark down there, because the neck is in shadow and it's white in my painting. It's just there's no paint on it at all, like. So I'm mixing. There's the combination of the alizarin crimson and the viridian green. And viridian green, the dark red and the dark green together, I think make a nice color. It's a different dark from the blue and brown mix. And to me, it might be something I could use here, for example, say in the neck. And yeah, something like there. It feels like there needs to be more space there now, So I'll make a little bit more of that. And as we go back, there's a dark up to meet the trap muscle in the neck there. It feels like there's something darker there, behind that, like shadow created by I don't know what exactly. Leave it there. Maybe some of that same warmth could occupy the upper lip. And then there's maybe some carving out. So with just leaving the stuff that's in there already there and putting in again the brown and blue mix. I felt that the brown and blue mix was a good colour for the moustache, as it explains the form of the face. It was turned around here. And like there could be a bit more volume, I felt, so I'm putting some more of that there. Like every time you look, you'll see freshly, hopefully, and you'll notice something that you didn't before know. And I feel like that's the attitude to bring to this keen curiosity as to what exactly is what's happening here, and what shape is this shadow, for example, underneath the lower lip, and what tone is it in relationship to other tones around the place. And then I think maybe those same tones could be used too for the eyebrow again, and re-looking, locating where the eyebrow sits in relation to the nose below it. And I might lift this a touch here. I don't know if that's actually that's okay, because it's more down the way that it needs to be. I think it maybe something might be needed there, maybe. And of course, yes. And then there's the nose extends further out than the brow bone does. And so I can also I could make it a bit easier for myself by finding the 1-inch brush rather than the 1.5 inch to look for the shapes under the nose. But let me see about this first. Something here. Pardon? It is, yeah. There might be a little bit of burnt sienna or pyrrole orange in with it too, because it was in the palette, but it's mostly ultramarine blue and Van Dyke brown. There might be a touch of alizarin crimson or burnt sienna, Jane. Okay, and then back here, like there's a length in the eyebrow there, and then a kind of direction that way that might cut into the lobe of the ear. It's well preempted there, just in case. Okay. Oh yeah, I do have burnt sienna here too. Okay. What am I doing now? Let's see. I'd say could do with maybe carving out again the line of the line of where the nose is. Like I'm thinking it could drift. Oh, what'll it do? Let me see. Something here. Yeah, I think that feels a little bit more what I'm seeing. And then the tilt upwards here, something for attached to the spherical end of the nose. So I'm calling it burnt sienna for now. If it's not, I'll give it to you. It's something that looks like burnt sienna to me is what I'm using. And I'm putting it under the nose just now, because it feels to me like there's a little bit of warmth, as we get to like we were saying yesterday, the ears, the nose, the extremities have a kind of a warmth to them. I'm just pushing and lifting as I kind of discover one thing leads you to kind of notice another sometimes, doesn't it? All right, and now back to something for the socket of the eye here, I think, and some more contrast. Gosh, it's gas. I'm fierce excited because I love it, but it feels like all right, I just want to there's something about wanting to keep looking and noticing as much as possible to place down here, and because it feels like a bit of a discovery rather than a knowing. It's like a, oh, what's that going to do? You know, that kind of energy about it or something. Anyway, okay, so in front of the ear, I think it needed to shift back maybe a little bit there. Small little bit the hair, but it'll be useful probably to put something into the shadows around the eye area too. I think maybe I normally try and do something more clear in the eye, but I felt I didn't really get the darks and lights that I wanted around the head earlier so much. So I'm just working up to the shadow in the socket of the eye, and we'll see how much of it can be done then. Yeah, maybe I'm going to use one of these brushes because it kind of lifts off a little bit more easily. And I thought what I could do now when I stood back there, I felt like maybe no harm to put some value into the lower lip here. And I need to lift off a little touch, I think, of what's there in order to really find its position. Maybe a little bit of something rust colour down there, something kind of rusty. And as things dry, then you can kind of come back over and over. You know, there's a constant kind of movement that can happen. I think back to the bits that have been touched maybe just once. It might be that they're fine with that, or it might be that there's an opportunity again to revisit. And it seems to me like when I half close my eyes, there's a difference in the shadow in the front of the ear than there is on the light falling on the ear causes it to feel like there's more of a shadow here, I think. Okay. Just going to double check I did set the timer. Gosh, do you know that there's 8 minutes left? Are you okay with that? Thought it was shorter. Okay. And you know, finding something in the socket of the eye forgetting it's an eye at all and just looking at the dark shapes where they sit in relation to other bits, I think is really helpful before thinking about painting an eye in there. Yeah. I want to still make it a little bit darker there in front of the ear. Something back there maybe. Okay. All right, and just maybe some little touch to indicate the eyelash on that side. Something for the touch for the eyebrow on that side. And again, there's a depth of tone here that's significant. And something also here and back. And then like carving out under the ear where the hair at the back of the head meets the lobe of the ear. There is something like that kind of a shape, I think. And then it might be helpful too, like I was saying yesterday about describing the cross section of the body through explaining the clothes, like the fact that the neck is overlapping the collar and then it curves around the back, I think will increase the sense of depth there. So I'm going to try and find the shape of that shadow best I can. That sits like the collar comes around higher than, just a little bit higher than the beard, so maybe about here. And then it's meeting the neck to the left. Just gonna about there. And then it's meeting the neck like that, kind of. And it seems to me like then there's then there's the thing of the collar coming around here. Let's see. I think it's doing something like that, you know. It's not a big deal as I'm making it really. And then I'd say I need to carve out what's happening there too. Like maybe if that is the back of the neck, that'll be made a bit more clear that that's what that is there. Not sure if it's kind of going back too far really. Yeah, I'm not convinced that that was really helpful. Okay, and then I might even have a little bit of time now to put something. Oh yeah, maybe the 1/4" brush, borrowed from Claire, thanks. Maybe the size that I need to use to, to describe the oh well, there's some little shape here now that could be captured a bit more cleanly, I think. Like it helps to explain the edge of the mouth there. It doesn't have to be quite as dark to light, but I thought that was a kind of helpful dark to find there maybe. But also what we spoke about before, if when the shadow beneath the nose is dry enough, you can then put in any darker bits, you know. Excuse me. And just to try your best to find the shape of that dark there, because it helps with the turn of the nose, I think. But there is a bit of a shadow that I've not really got that comes back. Again, it's cast by the nose, but it comes back a little bit more there, I think. And I think I can use something of that colour now to go up into the eye area and just see there's a lovely light falling on the eyelid. And when it's, I'm just going to see where it's located, that light, in relation to the shadow above it. It seems to me like there's a kind of a diagonal here. And then, of course, the eye is occupied by the dark of the iris. And when I push and lift that, it gives me the two edges then of the eyelid, I think. It does seem to sit quite far back, and it might seem a little bit more receded than it really is. But I think I would rather that than have it too close in. And I think if I bring the shadow here in, it might be that there's just a little bit of light falling on that eyelid. And then it could be left to dry, and maybe revisiting it with something dark to explain the iris when it's dry enough would be the final thing there, possibly. And maybe just lifting off, because there is also a corresponding light on the other eyelid. I might see if I can make that just a little bit lighter there. And I'd probably put a value into the one on this side, that once it's dry enough to put something back in there that'll just fill in the lid shape with something that isn't quite the white of the paper. I thought that could do with a little bit more undulating the underside of the nose there. Maybe a little bit more dark in the moustache as it goes into the nose area. Yeah. Okay. And then I think I want to put in something different color down here. Maybe a touch of red or something would be quite nice there. I don't know exactly where the collar is. Yeah, again, I think I'll just leave that. Yeah. Yeah. Almost there now, I think, with the time. It must be. And I might as well, if I've got just a second there, oh yeah, I'll just fill in that, sure. Because it is really glaringly light, isn't it? Thanks, Augustus, that's great. And there's lifting out needing to happen in other places. Thanks a million. But yeah, you kind of push and pull, like, yeah, coming is, I think, yeah. But it could do with standing back more and, taking a bit more time to. But thanks a million, Augustus. That was great. So I have a little. Is it okay? Just 5 minutes before sitting for them again. That was really good. Did it feel ages for you? It felt longer to me. I thought it was a long 25 minutes.
I know, yeah.
Just kind of lift off that little bit, I think. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Great to see you. Well, maybe. Yeah. Hold on. Hey, Mia, come here. Hey, here she is.
So fun.
And I'll just show a close up of what happened there. And here's the main man.
Oh, bloody hell, I'm on video. I didn't realize.